Hello, my name is Michael, and welcome to an online edition of The Works. The Works is for kids ages 6 to 12 who like to get messy, build, and explore. And it's a way for you to engage in STEAM learning, so science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So this week's kit is we will be building a kind of different type of aerodynamic straw plane. So let me go ahead and show you the materials here. So what we'll be using in our kit is simply two different types of paper. We have regular kind of thin printer paper and cardstock. And then we have two different types of straws, a plastic one and a paper one. The things you'll need from home that are not included in the kit is a pair of scissors and some Scotch tape. And it's a super simple plane. You're probably familiar with paper planes, but we're going to go a little bit of a different direction. And the aerodynamics of this plane is quite a bit different. So let me go ahead. I'm going to share my screen here. Excuse the delay. Okay. So I found there's a great site called Instructables.com, and I found these plans on Instructables, and I'll kind of show you where we'll start here. Okay, so Instructables.com has a lot of different DIY crafts. This is under engineering, and this is what our plane is going to look like. Now, there's a lot of different variations of this, and it's very dependent on how you cut the paper, how wide it is. So what I'd like you to do is we're going to follow these instructions. However, if it doesn't work or doesn't work well, you're going to also try it with a different type of straw, and you're going to try it with a different type of paper, the thick cardstock or the thinner. And then you can try cutting the circles in different widths. And so experimentation here is key to making one that'll fly well. So here's the materials. The first thing you're going to do is cut the paper into strips. You want a thicker strip for the back and a thinner and shorter strip for the front. And I'm starting with the cardstock to see if that will work. In previous tests, it has, but again, it depends a lot on the way you cut it, the width of it. So we're going to do a lot of experimentation here. So we have our two strips of paper, one thick, one thinner and shorter. And now we're going to cut our straw. So I'm going to cut it right before the bend portion. So we just have the one length of straw. Now we're going to tape our pieces together. So we're going to make the circle, put a little thin piece of tape on there, and do the same with the other one. All right, so now you have two circles. And now we're going to tape the pieces to the straw. Piece of tape. Cut that one a little too long. There we go. So again, very simple. And this is just a variation on a paper style airplane, but you can go ahead and look up the dynamics of a gyroplane with the circle. And pretty interesting the way the lift is different as compared to a regular wing. And you just want to make sure it's kind of straight and lined up. Otherwise, it won't fly very well. So there we go. All right, so our first test, actually pretty well. What you can do if it goes in a different direction, goes up, down, left, right too much, you might want to look closely at the pieces of paper and try trimming it to make sure they're as perfect as possible. So now what I'm going to do the same thing with the thin paper and the paper straw and see if that makes any difference. And you have two pieces of paper, so there's actually, you can try this many different times. Lots of experimentation you can do here. And it's super quick, which I like. It doesn't take a long time at all. And these I've found do a little bit better indoors or on days that aren't windy. With a slight breeze, they still work. If it's super windy, regular paper airplane does a little bit better. But if you are maybe like in a gymnasium or have a lot of space where there's not a lot of wind on that day, some of these planes I've tested have just flown so far and smoothly. And unfortunately, you can't see my test throw, but that's totally fine because you're going to be able to do it at home and see how long you can fly it, see how far it goes. You can measure the distance and have a starting point and measure how far it goes. Try a different variation with different paper, different straw, different widths of the circle, and see if that gets any further. So you can challenge your siblings or friends to make one and see who can create the gyroplane with the longest throw. So this one's a lot lighter. It's got the thinner paper and the straw plane. And actually that one flew a lot better. So I think going with the lighter version, the paper straw, might give you the what it takes to really fly far because it's a lot lighter. So that's it for today's The Works. Hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you.